Yo, what's up guys? I'm on the SeiiForAbyss account here. I got about 5.5 hours left on this account. My voice is somewhat messed up because I went for partying the last 2 days and that kind of stuff. So therefore not doing this whole process on stream or on video, but kind of just explaining what I'm gonna do and then showing the result after that, because I think those are the most interesting things. So this is mainly focusing on how do I go from beginner game to mid game. And I am going to use mainly these things where it's, well, mainly this one. I want to do as much for this and for this one to use pretty much all of the mana that I have, which accumulated to quite some. I did already up most of the runes that I have, except for all of the new ones that I just got, like 2+12. And how do you go from beginner game to mid game? And I would mainly say that's like optimizing your account during free rune removal. Like having one good optimization during free rune removal will drag you from beginner game to mid game. Well, also, what would I classify as beginner game? Beginner game is just you're going through all of the dungeons and you're clearing the Abyss hard, and you're just on edge of clearing that. And I would say that is beginner game, like R4 beginner game. The moment you transition into R5. Starting to make speed teams for all of those, that's where I would say mid-game starts kicking in. And that's also why you start focusing towards like more PvP kind of stuff and that kind of just upgrading your runes, getting decent runes, starting to get artifacts, that kind of stuff. I would say that's mid-game, and then end-game is the moment you start tryharding towards like Guardian or like high C levels and that kind of stuff. So in this case, the account is still beginner game for sure. I do have a whole bunch of 6 stars. But all of these have like pretty trashy runes. Like if you check all of these sets, those are pretty trashy. And the main reason is because most of those things don't have like any grinds. Like there's some grinds here and there. This one I actually grinded a few on. But there's pretty much no grinds on it whatsoever. So after this, I didn't really want to do too much R5 farming yet, because we had this buff to get like the double rune drop for the one that I wanted. After this, I will do the optimization of all of my units. And with that, I will go into mid-game, and from mid-game, I'm going to be R5ing for quite a while and then going on from there. So how do I do the optimization for my accounts? Well, the main thing is I'm going to write down all of the units that I use. And from there, I'm just going to put like them in order of saying like, okay, which one has the highest rune requirements, or which one do I care most about because it's used in multiple content. For example, highest damage dealer will probably be Naomi because it's used in multiple content. It's going to be R5, it's going to be Giants, which I will mainly be farming, I guess. But R5 Giants, Rift Beasts, all of that kind of good stuff. So that will get like the best damage set on that. And then afterwards you go down to like, okay, Rook is used a lot. Maybe the Twins will be used a lot. This thing is used for like the specific thing that it has. And from there, you're just writing down all of the units and you just give the best set that you have and you just move on to the next. Like this one will also get a pretty good set because it's pretty good for R5 as well. And that's just how I'm going to go down the line and optimizing all of the units, giving the best runes too. Personally, I use the Summoners War Rune Optimizer in combination with the Summoners War Exporter. I have different videos on those. We'll leave those in the description how to do that as well. But that's just what I'm going to do. And then after that whole process, I will be getting back to this video and showcasing like, okay, what is the current state of the current units? Can I clear R5? And all of that kind of stuff, just showcasing like what kind of runes did I already get, what am I focusing on, and that kind of stuff. And then also seeing like, okay, how does that transition into mid game? Can I already clear like a bunch of things? Like we have this World Guild battle from time to time. I try to do my hits here and there. I can already clear like a few people, but it also really depends like what guild are you in? How high level is this? Because this guild is like Edge G1. And that's where I would say for like a beginner account, it's too difficult for Edge G1 to participate in Siege that much or anything. But yeah, I would say like definitely start looking for a guild where you can start doing some content, because you get a lot of these points everywhere, all of that kind of good stuff. And that's just, it definitely helps you out to do some progression as well. Funny enough, like it's so easy to get triple S on this. My highest rank on just a one time is pretty close to triple S already. And that's probably if I did the optimization and I did some more skill ups, and for some reason, always when I do this on the emulator the first time, or well, every time, it just says like, oh, it's the first time, so we have to watch this whole animation. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it off here, guys. I'm gonna do the optimization. I have about 4 hours for that. Probably won't take that long at all, because it's pretty straightforward, like best set on A, second best set on B, and then you go from there. I don't really have to like min-max on speeds that much, because you don't really have the grinds yet for things to be super maxed out. Plus, I won't be building any teams on like speed ticks for what I used to do and that kind of stuff. So it's just mainly focusing like all the R5 units, and then from there making sure that all of the other dungeon teams still work. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be back in this video probably a little bit less hangover, or not. And we got a double S again. And a few hours later, and a few mil mana less, I re-runed all of my units. Pretty much everything that's 6-star is re-runed. Also a few units that I pre-re-runed already. Few units that I don't really use anymore. But most of the units here are all used. And we're just gonna look through like a bunch of units, like how is it runed? What kind of runes do you get for an account that is, let's see, how many days old are we at right now? 50 days. So we're at 50 days. So let's see what a 50-day account can get. And keep in mind, I didn't do any R5 yet. So there's nothing is grinded. There can be added a lot of stats and a lot of things as well. So that's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. But let's just see for like how the optimizing looks like and what do we have. So fastest set that I'm in use right now is this set, which is a 177. If I get all of these grinds into plus force, it will be a pretty close to a 200 set already, which is pretty insane. Like how fast you can get. Sure, it's a high base speed unit, but getting a close to 200 speed set within pretty much a month and a half, that's pretty insane, I would say. So that's definitely interesting. If we're looking at a fast Vio set, then we go into this one, a 142. Once again, all of those like 22s. Well, this one is a little bit slower. I didn't get a good slot 4 on HP. I don't have any of those actually on HP. But yeah, as you can see, like how many 22s you get, it's just pretty insane. And it's just, yeah, crazy. Looking at a high crit damage set, funny enough, highest crit damage set is not a rage set. And that is something that, and therefore I do recommend people to go for the optimizer, because this kind of set you wouldn't have found without the optimizer. Also, it's very specific where I don't need attack, so half HP and I have accuracy in there. But we're looking at 100 crit rate with 221 crit damage. That is actually pretty insane already. Like, I don't really care too much about the speed because the S2 doesn't scale from speed. And the S3, it's pretty useful to have some accuracy in there as well. Would be nice if this one was maybe a speed, but the survivability on this unit is pretty important as well for the TOA stages. So 221 with 90 and 100. That's pretty insane already, I would say. Funny enough, I also have like a lot of those fight sets from that event all the time. So look at this fight set. Like, sure, it's too slow for a lot of things. But for R5 and Rift Beats, which are the only two places I'm going to use her right now, I'm not going to use her towards Necro, and therefore she can be this slow and I can kind of get away with that. So yeah, there's just a whole bunch of units. I focused a lot of my units for the resistance to be 59, and therefore it will be 100 resistance with the resistance lead of Thessarion, and that just helps out a whole bunch in R5. Also getting a Ikaru in with just full on guard, like literally I need like an 18 over here, a 23 over here, and I'm already overstacking what I need for Ikaru. So building up one Ikaru is super easy. Just need like full guard set and you're pretty much already done. Looking at other damage sets, I think she will be my highest damage dealer right now, which actually is a pretty nice damage set for a Vio unit in general. And once again, like nothing really grinded yet, but it has some nutty runes like this one. This one is pretty nice in general. But yeah, this is, I would say that you get some pretty nice runes already for like all of that stuff. Going for Fast Despair, it's over here on the Rika. Going for faster Vio, it's here on the Amber. Like, sure, they're not all great stats, but that's kind of what you get for not grinding. This set is also pretty interesting because intangible runes make it that it's easy to pair in like a fight set. And with that, we have just a bunch of accuracy runes in there, or not accuracy, a bunch of fatal runes in there. Just adds up the Naomi to pretty decent stats as well. And let's see, do we have anything other interesting out here? This one is pretty fast on Vio Will as well, I would say, for like the amount of time that we're playing. We're getting some pretty decent sets, and that also does make it that catching up is so much easier than it used to be. Like, you get so many of those good runes. The only thing that I have to do right now is just grind my ass off in R5, get all of those things in. You might ask the question, can you already do R5? Well, interestingly enough, I didn't re-rune yet, and I could already run R5 with 100% rate, which is also going to be one of the videos that will be released pretty soon. Like, a 50-day account doing R5 sub 1 minute. So with these runes, how I have them set up right now, I will do them sub 1 minute. But there's a little bit of tweaking here and there, and like some recommendations what I do for like the farming and that kind of stuff. But it's pretty insane to have like sub 1 minute R5 already, and it works 100% of the time, which definitely is pretty dope. So yeah, that's pretty much an update for this account. What else have I been doing? I have been getting like the triple S on all of the Rift Beasts. Can we check the Rift Beasts in here? Yep, all of them. I will make a video on this as well, what my recommendations are for them. I would also highly recommend that, like the main thing which helps out a lot for also R5, but also for those Rift Beasts is just getting high in the Glory Towers. As you can see, I'm one away from maxing on the HP one. And then it's just the elemental ones. I already finished the attack, the crit damage, the speed, the mysterious plant, the defense. So yeah, this Glory Towers with the current event that we had is just insanely fast. So gonna be missing that one because that one is gone soon. We also can see R5 is running about 1 minute average, which is just insane. And keep in mind, this is without grinding. The moment that I put all of the grinds on all of these units, we're probably gonna look at like 50-ish seconds already or something on R5. On an account that's not been running that long at all. So for the specific R5 video, that will be the next one. I will have a specific video for all of those Rift Beasts, checking into those. Currently, units that I'm focusing on, I'm not too sure. One thing that I definitely do hope is I don't have too many of those scrolls, so it's probably not gonna happen. But we are gonna have Teshar in the next rotation. And I have noticed, like I've run this on a bunch of way lower rune quality accounts. The Teshar Konar team is so easy to build right now that I might even be able to build it on this account already. I also have an idea that I've seen on some other people's channels for a Dragons team. And if that works, it will have a sub 1 minute Dragons team with pretty much like the rune quality that I have right now as well. So those are the videos to come. I hope you enjoyed this whole series. It takes me quite a long time to make all of those videos because, well, I just have to farm on this account like the whole freaking day and that kind of stuff. Plus the management, the room management is a little bit harder, but still enjoy doing this. So definitely hope that you will support this series by just liking this video, maybe writing something in the comments. Guys, thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next few videos that I will have throughout the rest of the week.